following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? We have Mr. Rodney Bigham with us, the heavyweight champ of comedy.
Yay! What's up, man?
How you doing? I'm so
good,
glad you're here with me today.
I'm glad to be here. It's good to be anywhere right now. I'll tell you the honest truth.
I see you all the time. I'm always at a lot of your shows, and you are fantastic.
You move like a stealth. So you just be moving. I mean, I'm gonna get you on the show, and I'm like, all right, whenever you call, I'm moving. Like, you just went, all right.
Let's talk a little bit about how you got started in this comedy business.
Man, as a kid, I had an uncle that was funny. Mm-hmm. My daddy could tell funny stories.
Right.
My daddy could tell jokes.
Yeah.
If you tell him a joke, he can recite the joke. My uncle was naturally funny. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna be around him all the time. And I found that I had this thing. But there was nowhere in the city of Houston for black comics to go. Mm-hmm. There was no black comedy clubs. And I think I was in my early 20s, and I was working at Rap-A-Lot because Jay Prince and I, we went to high school. We was pretty close. And his wife, well, I think they're divorced now. I'm not sure. But Mary told me, she said, you should do stand-up. Because I used to imitate Jay around the office all the time. And everybody used to be like, man, you know, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But he was my friend. Mm-hmm. So it was no big deal. Well, you got to order respect now. Everybody feel Jay. Me and him, we cool. I can do it.
Right.
But so I said it was nowhere for us to go. She said, if I find an open mic, will you go? Mm-hmm. I said, yeah. Well, now, the history of Houston is back in the 60s and 70s and early 80s, we didn't go to River Oaks.
Right.
Black people didn't go through River Oaks. You got pulled up where you're going. I'm trying to get out. You can go back, go around, one of them cities. Well, when Mary found this club on Shepherd, I knew what Shepherd was. I get on at Shepherd and I just keep driving until I find his address, and I go there. And there was only one black comic in that club, and it was Al Freeman. And Al was letting the white comics call him Alf. And that's when that creature was on TV. And I'm sitting there going, oh, that ain't a good nickname for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should be letting them call you Alf. But see, you come in here, you be funny, and you can get white girls. And then, so whatever, dude. So when I signed up on the open mic list, not knowing where I'm at. I don't know I'm in River Oaks.
Right.
I signed up on the open mic list. I called over to Rap-A-Lot. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, I'm going up at such time. And here come a full Rap-A-Lot crew. Uh-huh. So my first time at an open mic was at this comedy club called, I think it was called the Comedy Workshop in River Oaks. It's actually a liquor store now. Mm-hmm. And I showed up with a full Rap-A-Lot crew. Now, so there, who is this?
Right.
Here come Royal Flush, the Ghetto Boys. I mean, the original Ghetto Boys.
Right.
So did pretty good that night, and came back the next week and found out that there was a situation where they will bump you. Mm-hmm. Will bump you off the list and bump you back. So I was like, oh man. So I ain't like that at all. And I was kind of heartbroken about it. Nobody else but me and my brother. And so Eddie Murphy was on Saturday Night Live when I was in high school, and I used to cut dates short to go home to see if they were gonna give him something to do, because they didn't give him nothing every week.
Right.
So when I got bumped, I wanted to go to the hip hop comedy stop. It opened up. But my past life and David Raybon and I had a run-in. David used to be a cop, and I wasn't. I wasn't. So there was a restraining order on me, with David. I couldn't be around David. So a buddy of mine, we opened a club up on Kelly Street. That's comedy night over there. Mm-hmm. And Jerry Forward.
Now, but it was an actual club.
It was a nightclub, yeah, and I'm just doing a comedy night. I think it was a Wednesday, Thursday night or whatever. Jerry Forward came over there and saw me, and if I remember the story correctly, and people might get it mixed up because it's been 28 years, he told Rushion McDonald about me. Rushion came over, stood in the back, watched me perform. He said, hey, man, I want you to come to my club. I told him I couldn't because of David. He said, I'll deal with David. Don't worry about it. So he did that. And the rule at the hip hop at the time was you had to survive their amateur night 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
Before you could go do the professional. And when I say survive, you had to be able to stay up there for your time without getting booed. 3 weeks in a row. Not 2 weeks, get booed, then come back and get your third week. No. You go 2 weeks, you get booed, you're starting over.
Right.
So it was people that was coming every week for the amateur night for months because they couldn't survive 3 weeks in a row. So the first night I went over there, I did okay, and Rushion called me the next day. What are you doing this weekend, dog? I said, nothing. He said, man, I want you to come open up in my club, dog. I said, man, and I'm scared. Man, I thought you had to do the 3. No, man, you ready, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog, you ready. So he booked me, and I can't remember who it was I opened for, but Rushion booked me at first, and then 3 months later, they had an audition for Showtime at the Apollo. And they wanted headshots. I ain't had no headshot. They wanted a bio. I don't have a bio. I don't have a bio. And so that was a guy here in town that was wanting to manage me, and he ran down and got a picture. It was just a picture that we had took, so I can't remember what the picture was from. He went and had something printed up, and he put together this bio, and he came up and then said, Rodney Stank Meat Bigham. I say, Stank Meat? What is that? That's a stage name, man. I said, no, I'm not doing that. This Showtime at the Apollo. So people was telling me some of the veterans, one of them that I grew up with, and I respect a lot, Billy D. Washington. We went from kindergarten to high school together. Yeah. Billy was like, hey, look at Cat, don't worry about it, man. You just get the experience. It's your first time. I'm like, experience? I came to get this thing, right? Right. So they come up with the rules. Now I put this bio up there with Rodney Stank Meat, but I'm telling them don't put the stank meat on it. Right. And gave them this picture that was printed up at Walgreens or wherever it came from, and they gave the rules. No fart jokes, no shit jokes. That's all I had. Right? My routine was waking up thinking you got gas and find out you don't, you got diarrhea. Yeah. Now you're in the shower, so you might as well shave and save time. So now you blank in the shower and at the same time. And blank and shave in the shower. So they took my whole routine away now. So everybody, what you gonna do? I don't know. I don't know. You ready? Nah. But when they call my name, I'm going on stage. So I go up, I improv a whole set about my dad. All improv, just off the top of my head. So I got through the audition. So I'm riding down the street. I was driving a steak bed truck. I was running hot shot, riding down 610. And I hear him say, the winners of the Showtime at the Apollo audition was Montana Taylor, Calvin Cat Eyes Lowry, and Rodney Bigham. Put the truck in park, set the brake. Yeah. Don't have no cell phone at this point. Right. I run down the side of the freeway to a payphone. I knew exactly where I was, 610 in Lockwood. Run to the gas station, call my mama. Mama, I'm going to be on Showtime at the Apollo. Oh, that's good, baby. I hope they don't boo you. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Right. So, I'm heading to New York, right, to tape Showtime at the Apollo. David Rayburn also got picked. So we're going together. Now David and I are becoming friends.
Wait a minute. What happened to the restraining order?
Me and David and I became friends fast. We became fast friends because found out David was more of a thug than I was. He was just wearing a badge. I was just trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we became fast friends, and a buddy of mine, Rodney Hampton, was playing for the Giants at the time. Yeah. So we going to stay at his house. We go out to New York. He got us riding in limos, looking like stars and everything, man. So Steve Harvey was hosting at that time. I'm out of place. Right. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm backstage at the Apollo Theater where the Jacksons have performed, and James Brown and all this, and I don't know nobody. So David came over to me. I remember Earthquake was there that night, and David said, "Man, Earthquake, that's Earthquake. He got a club in Atlanta, man. He got a hot club in Atlanta. You see how to get booked." So I walked over to him, and because I'm not the guy that does a lot of what you call networking with people. Because you tell them I'm out. I don't really talk. But anyway, I walk over to him. Say, "How you doing, man? My name Rodney Bigham. I need trying to see how I would get booked in your club. I need to see what you do. We don't allow any no bull down there in Atlanta."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tucked my tail. Yeah. And I went back over here. Well, what people don't realize when you're doing Showtime at the Apollo, first of all, that's a free audience. They didn't pay nothing to get in. Wow. So they have no interest in this show whatsoever. Right. But to come, if it's good, they're going to enjoy it. If it's not, they finna boo, right? But in between sets, Steve is out there going ham. He cussing and threatening to stab people and everything else. I mean, they having a good time, but then we got to come do clean comedy.
Right.
After he done 15 minutes of this, now coming to the stage, what? So, and if Earthquake didn't do well that night. Earthquake didn't do well. I'll never forget he had on a red, white, and blue leather warm-ups. And when he came back, he was like, man, I don't know what happened. I said, don't allow any no bull up here in New York. Right? Once again, I'm out of place. Right. I don't know, but I'm just so go to get makeup put on. First time ever having makeup on my face. And I don't know why, but they always get somebody from the LGBTQ, the alphabet community, to put makeup on you. So I'm sitting here.
From the alphabet.
Yeah, I'm sitting here getting makeup on, and there's a lady sitting next to me with this white sheet on. All I can see is her face. It's her head, right? I can see is her face sticking out. I don't know who she is. So the makeup guy, he's like, "You got some smooth skin, brother. I just put the makeup on, mother." She starts laughing. You're funny. I'm like, thank you, but I'm nervous because I got to go out here, man. These veterans getting booed, and I'm nervous.
Look, with clean comedy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then she said, afterwards, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So David's on stage performing. Now, City Under Siege was there doing a segment on David and myself because David had been an arresting officer. So I'm standing on the side over here acting like I'm cheering him on or whatever, doing my thing. And she's standing right next to me.
The same lady.
The same lady. Come by shoulder height, little bitty lady. And so when she gets ready to go on stage, they introduce her. And she say, don't go anywhere. I really want to get that picture with you. Okay? She goes out, and David comes to me and say, man, what you doing talking to Tony Braxton? And I said, who is Tony Braxton? She started singing Love Should Have Brought You Home last night. I was like, Tony Braxton. So now I want the picture. I run upstairs to get my camera, and I come back down, and I guess, if I had to be a bodyguard, I could say Tony would probably be the best client ever. Because when she was coming off stage, she was coming towards me, and her bodyguard grabbed her by both her shoulders and turned and took her out the back door. And she didn't say what, why, wait a minute, nothing. She just went. And I was like, wow.
Wow.
I was like, I could have been Mr. Braxton. Because I'd have changed my name.
Yeah.
You
would have changed your name on
I would have changed my name. But anyway, I go out here. Well, Steve came to me because, like I said, my boy Rodney Hampton was playing for the Giants. And he's in the stands. He was injured. And Steve came to me and said, man, how long your boy going to be out? I said, I don't know, man. I ain't here for no football. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? I'm 3 months in the business. I don't know,
right.
Dude. So he go out, and he holler at Hemp, and Hemp do him like this. What's this two-finger? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Hemp.
That's
like,
Steve.
Yeah. So Hemp's like, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Give me the whole hand. Don't be talking about being cool with me. Wow. So then Steve gave me a great introduction because I was Rushian's friend.
Yeah.
And I was with Hemp. It was up, and so he gave me the best. And Steve's introduction could make or break you at the Apollo.
Right.
If he say he a comedian, oh man, that's
right.
Like, whoo, my man from Houston, Texas. He hyped it up. So I came out, and the first thing I did was holler at my boy up in the stands. I say, what he was trying to tell Steve is I make $2.5 million a year. Mind your business, handle this place goes crazy. Wow. Because I just checked Steve. Wow. So now I can't do no wrong. Yeah. So now I'm sitting here, I'm doing the improv set that I did in Houston about my dad. And while I'm up there, I'm thinking, you ain't saying nothing about mama. If you don't say nothing about mama, you can't go home. So I said, my mama don't like me talking about my dad. She'd be mad. Your daddy's a good man. Your daddy was there for y'all. If he wasn't there, he was on his way. I said, but mama, look at this check. They tell you that much to talk about your daddy? I said, yeah. Every time they ever tell you about the time he got his ass whooped down there at the Wonder Bar. You know what I'm saying? And it was improv. And I've been lucky with that.
Yes.
Over the years. Because like when I came back the next year to do Apollo Comedy Hour, the OJ thing was going on. And my life has been so tied so close to that OJ trial to it ain't even funny. Because that night we were in New York, we saw OJ.
Wow.
In a club. Right? And he was doing the bunny hop with some white girls, necktie tied over his head. And we spoke to him. We was with him, and he was like, hey, man, watch out for those Giants. He went on about his business. And just like Dave Chappelle said, we was like, OJ got a big old head, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm supposed to be on TV like 2 weeks later. And Rushion had me set up at the hip hop. Hey man, you're gonna headline tonight, bro. Dog, this is what we're doing, dog. You know, Rushion. This is what we're doing, dog. We're gonna show your set in the club, man, and then you're gonna come out and do your thing. You know? And OJ was running from the police down the freeway when I was supposed to be on TV. So Rushion,
Breaking news.
Rushion was like, "Look at dog. Just stay out here in the lobby, watch TV. You know, if it come on, you come get me. But if not, we're gonna go ahead with the show." So I'm sitting there and looking like I'm supposed to be on TV, and OJ is running from the police, right? I'm sitting there watching this. Then he went to his mama's house, and I'm sitting there going, if he don't kill himself, I'm gonna kill him. If he get his big head behind out that car, I swear to God, I'm gonna kill OJ when I see him. And so that messed up my television debut. I had to wait on it to rerun before I saw it. I got paid for both, for running both times, but I only was on once.
Wow, this is something.
Yeah.
This is something.
Fast forward, I moved to California, and I'm staying with Cat Williams because it was a deal with NBC that actually fell through. We were supposed to have a sitcom.
But you got to run back there. You can't just say, I just stayed with Cat Williams.
Yeah.
That's the man. I mean, you know.
When I met Cat, this was before the Friday movies, and I was having a little bit of money, and it was a situation where I had just met my oldest son.
Right.
And I was like, how did this girl keep my child from me all this time? My
And
son
how many years was that?
He was 15, man. My son
Oh,
was
you
15.
first met him at 15.
Yeah, he was 15. And I was doing the shows down in Longview, Texas, basically exchanging dollars.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
And Hope Flood and Akintunde was telling me about this kid named Cat in the Hat who was homeless with his little boy in the park, and they wanted to know if they could give him $100 of their money if I would fly him down. I said, I'll get him a plane ticket. We'll give him a couple of $100, you know.
Cat.
Yeah.
Not Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams. He was going by Cat in the Hat at the time. I didn't know him at all.
And he had a child?
Yeah. It's Micah, his son. So come down, he do the show, and my heart went out to him.
Yeah.
He's a single father, and he ain't got nothing, but he won't turn. And in the back dressing room, you would never thought Cat was broke. Cat had a picture of Micah sitting up there on the thing. He had his little incense going and the music playing like he was it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, you barely here. You know what I mean? What was this dude, man? But he's always had that
mindset.
Yeah.
It's our mind.
Man, look, let me tell you something. This dude once told, I went to L.A. one time, and I was trying to give him some money. We went out to eat, and I'm feeding Micah. Micah was maybe 3 years old, always been a real smart kid. And I said, Cat, you not eating? He said, no. I said, why not? He said, I'm on a diet. I said, you're on a diet? What you trying to lose, your mind?
Right,
What you
so
think? Little dude, he say, if you can't afford to get a haircut, you say you're growing an afro. If you can't afford to eat, you say you're on a diet. That way I'm always being successful. I'm not never failing. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And we went into a rim shop, and this back when rims, I think the biggest rims you could get was 20, and he asked for like some 28s or something. And then, we don't sell those. See, if y'all sold what I wanted, I'd buy a set. You know what I'm saying? Why'd you do that? Because I'm not going to walk past these rims that I can't afford and say I can't have them because I can. No, they don't have what I want. But he's always had that positive mindset. So, man, I don't know what it was. Me and Cat had a quick bond. Anyway, few dollars here and few dollars there. Long story short, we became friends, and the deal was whoever made it first was going to bring the other one along. So once he did the Friday movie, and he had a meeting with NBC, we had been collaborating on this sitcom, and I won't go into that. But anyway, pitched the idea to him. He pitched the NBC. They bought it. Come to Cali. Get on the plane now.
Hold that thought.
Right.
We'll be right at the break. The Cam Hill Show.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
amazing things for you.
Experience the pinnacle of performance at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $369 a month, or the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for only $509 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
When you shop Ron Carter, Cadillac.com.
Have you heard about Hero Go TV offering free TV?
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, family, we're back with Mr. Rodney Bigham. We're just sitting here and we are talking about just the times.
Man, I'm talking. You ain't said nothing. I done made your job easy for you. I'm like Muhammad Ali and you Howard Cosell. If it wasn't for me, you'd be a man with a microphone. I did all the talking. How long I been here? You ain't said a word. Who paying him? Can I get some of his check? I'm interviewing me. He ain't asked me nothing.
Let's pick up where we left off.
I think it was I was talking about Cat Williams, right? So anyway, I moved to New York. I moved to LA because we got this sitcom on NBC.
Yeah.
It's on NBC, right? Ronaldo Ray was gonna play our father, and I'm staying at Cat's house, waiting on the word.
Right.
You know, so Cat was getting up every day, going to work. I think he had started doing Wilding Out, and so I'm just waiting on him to tell me when we're gonna start work. Well, Ronaldo calls me, may he rest in peace. Ronaldo calls me, he said, "Hey man, we gotta let Cat go." I said, "What you mean we gotta let Cat go?" He said, "Man, Cat ain't told you what's going on." I'm like, "Nah, what you mean?" He said, "Man,
you living with Cat?"
Yeah, but Cat, he's one of those, when it comes to business like that, you never know what's going on with him, because Cat is a very intelligent guy, and a lot of people don't understand that. He's been through a lot.
Right.
And that's not my business to tell.
Right.
But he read The Art of War. He's self-educated, and he prides himself in that. Mm-hmm. I think he dropped out of school in like 7th or 8th grade or something like that. But he's very smart. Don't get that twisted. He's very smart and a world-class athlete. I saw Cat outrun some UCLA track stars in the parking lot in street clothes. You know, just did out there in the parking lot betting. And he could run. He can run. Yeah, he can run. And anyway, and we'll fight about. He ain't scared of nobody. Everybody know that. He ain't the greatest fighter. But
well, at least
everybody knows that, but he will fight. But anyway, Ronaldo tells me that somebody at NBC said, and I don't want to misquote, but anyway, they didn't want to do the show.
Right, okay, I got you.
So, but they wanted Cat to go on the Tracy Morgan show. Mm-hmm. And they had already gave Cat money. So, but Cat was holding out, trying to get his deal done for us. Mm-hmm. He was paid regardless. Right. He was fighting for us. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I admired that. And so,
did you know at the time he was
fighting for you? I did not know until Ronaldo told me.
Right. That he was fighting for you all.
Yeah. And he was like, and man, they about to ask him for the money back. Mm-hmm. You know, if he don't do the Tracy Morgan thing. So I went to him, hey man, look, what's this about? And he's like, hey man, you know, I promise you this, dude. I'm here now. Go on and do that. Get your fame up, and we just keep. We'll work from here. I'm going on auditions. We good. Right. Go on and do your thing. So he took the job on the Tracy Morgan show, and he and Tracy couldn't get along. Mm-hmm. They didn't get along at all. Anyway, but that's another story. Right. And that's not my story to tell. Mm-hmm. But we're living on South Bundy. Mm-hmm. Right. And we get mail, and I'm like, who is Ron Goldman? Right? I said, I know. And they were like, you don't know who Ron Goldman is? Because there was a few people living out. You don't know who Ron Goldman is? I'm like, nah, I know the name. Right. But I'm trying to figure out who Ron Goldman is. They said, Rodney, we're on South Bundy. South Bundy, Ron Goldman. the OJ murders took place right down the street. So all that talk about him and Nicole not knowing each other, my camera, they knew each other. All right, they knew each other. So at that point, I was like, well, I got to go down the street and to the murder scene and see if I can see what happened. Well, at that point, they had already torn OJ's house down, and whoever bought Nicole's house changed the front of it so it wouldn't look like the murder scene that was in all the pictures. So I couldn't do my CSI. I couldn't do my CSI, my crime scene investigation. But yeah, man, I've been tied to this OJ thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it just keep coming back. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, we had talked about some things earlier about comedy and the business part of it, the business part of comedy. Today we're talking about the comedy
I don't know the
series.
business part.
Well, anyway,
I'm funny.
It's 10% creativity, 90% business. We found that in COVID, a lot of comics, unfortunately, did not have the business side.
Right, and I'm one of them that don't have the business side, but I have a great team now with A Better Entertainment and LA Ops. Yeah. So they're getting me out there, and my phone is ringing a lot now. And we're not making the great money, but we're making appearances. We're getting out there. That's the main thing. I had such early success in the business that it was easy for me. Now I did Comic View a few times. Man, and this is my first time telling this story on camera because I done touched a lot of people. When the first time I did Comic View, Tony Spires was the talent coordinator. And I had got blackballed from Comic View before I even did it.
Before you even did it?
Yeah, because that was a spell where Jay Leno and a bunch of people saying Comic View shouldn't be on TV because it wasn't union. They should take it off. So a bunch of us got together, having this meeting in L.A., and I'm at the meeting. The man kicked us out of his club. We ended up in the streets because there was a lot of people saying cancel it, a lot of people saying keep it on. Well, the ones that were saying cancel it had already had their 30-minute specials or whatever. Well, I didn't want to take it off, but I do want it to be a union, which should get paid our residual. So when we signed the petition, I put my name on it, but I wrote on the side, not to cancel, to make it, fair or whatever I wrote. But nevertheless, my name was on the list. Right. So I'm not doing Comic View. So when Tony Spires got the job, he called me. He said, Rodney, I told you if I could ever do something for you, I would. And I'm gonna be honest about what I did to him too, because I messed up. And I said, what's that? He said, I'm the talent coordinator for Comic View. And he gave me my first shot. Well, his father-in-law, which was D.C. Curry's road manager at the time, was named Robert Laws. I think that's his name, Robert Law. And they was all working together on the Comic View project. Well, that was a young comic outside trying to get the last spot. Somebody had backed out. They had the spot was there, it was paid for, just didn't have nobody to take. And Robert was telling him, no, there's no way you getting this spot. And the dude was out there, he had on a blue suede Sean John warm-up suit. I'll never forget it. And I came out there and I listened to the conversation. I was like, why don't you give it to him? I mean, this is the last night of taping. He here, and it's already paid for. Just let him do it. I said, if it ain't good, don't air it. And the little dude was like, thank you, man. What I'm saying right there, what I'm talking about right there. So Robert said, I'm going to give you a shot because Rodney said so. I didn't know the kid, had never seen him perform before. And I'm a kid. I didn't know the young man, had never seen him perform before in my life. But I vouched for him. And he went out and he did good.
He killed it.
I ain't gonna say he killed it, but he did good. Then the next year he came back. There was another show that they put on called Coming to the Stage where the kids would perform. Well, he came back as a kid, which he wasn't a kid, he was a grown man. He came back as a kid and changed his name to Lil Duval. So I got Lil Duval his first break. And he don't. And when I see him, I don't know if I'm pretty sure he remembers somebody spoke up for him, but that was a brief meeting.
Right.
And I don't think he remembers who I am. And I done talked to him a couple times, and he just talked to me or whatever, but he ain't never said, man, you was the one that, never. So, but yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Just thinking about all the people that you've met and things like that, you have nothing's off limits in comedy, you say.
Well, there's some,
Some things?
Some things off.
Some things?
Some
Your
things
tribute?
off. When I first started doing stand-up, it was due to the fact that I was going through a divorce.
You were talking about
And people used to ask me all the time, why don't you talk about your divorce on stage? She don't have the same platform I have. It ain't fair for me to tell my side. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't their business.
Right.
You know, some things are off limits. I would say, you know, but I try to stay away from politics. I try to stay away from, you know, you can't say nothing about the alphabet people no more. Because, you know, because it no matter what you say, they take it as you're homophobic or you're hating. Phobic mean I'm scared. I ain't scared of nobody and nothing. I don't hate you. I may not agree with your lifestyle, but I don't hate you.
Right.
You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I got family members that are gay. I don't hate them. It just ain't on the buddy list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, because there's gay people in the business. You know they're gay, and you're gonna deal with them, and you're gonna work with them, but we ain't going to the casino together. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes a casino trip end up being an overnighter. You know, where Rodney, he got into the casino with his gay friend. Would call me whatever you want to call me on now, but we ain't doing that. Just simple as that.
What advice would you give the new comedians that are out here? Some new
Get
comedians.
a job.
Okay.
Go to school.
Well, we're through. That's what he gave you.
That's what I told Keisha Hunt the first time I told her. I saw her. I told her to go to school. And the reason I told her that, Keisha was a young girl. She may have been 18 years old, 19 years old. She was really cute. And I figured guys in the business would dangle work in front of her as a, you know, the casting couch type thing. And so I wanted her to have something to fall back on because she was so young. And I just told her to go to school. I never told her not to do comedy. I said, go to school. And I think I hurt her feelings that night, but Keisha started grinding after that, and she's funny. But when she asked me, I said, because you're gonna end up pregnant for one of these clowns, and you know, da-da-da-da-da. And it may have been 2-3 years later, she came, Mr. Rodney, I'm pregnant. I was like, okay. And I think I gave her money to buy a car seat and a stroller or something. But yeah, you know, advice for young comics, because they're beating me. So what advice do I have for them? Like you said, they got the business part down.
Right.
But it's the comedy part.
It's the creativity.
And that's nothing I can teach them.
Right.
I have something that's, I've never written any jokes down.
Right.
You know, situations come about, and I go, that would have been funny if this had happened with that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Bernie Mac used to call it putting 20 on 10. You take a 10-minute story, you add 20 minutes of your bull to it, now you got a 30-minute set.
That's good.
You know, and so, you know, like, it's some funny stuff, man. And I was, you know, my little nephews growing up, you know, I don't talk about it.
You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
Uber. Let's talk about that a little bit.
You know,
you have this Uber driver situation where it says, let's give some Uber techniques. One of them that I love about you, when you say this Uber technique, don't call unless you're ready to go.
If you ain't ready to go, don't push that button. Don't push that button, because I'm an Uber driver. Let's get that part straight. And as Uber drivers, we're hustlers.
Right.
We're hustling. We don't get paid by the hour. We get paid by, you know, the long trips and how many, and being nice to the customers and getting our tips and all this. So we hustlers. So if I see it's a 5-minute trip, I know it's paying me $2.29, but I'm coming to get you because I want my pickup rating, because my rating is so high. When I drop people at the airport, they give me another one right away. I don't have to go sit in the lot. I get another one coming out of there. So if it's a $25 trip going in and I get a $25, $30 trip coming out, that make $50, $60 in less than an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I want to keep my ratings up. So I'm going to get the short trips. But what people act like when they call Uber that they just ordered a limousine. You know, my car service is here. There ain't no car service, it's Uber. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember I picked this one white lady up, and it was so funny. It was around Christmas time, and she was going to a party. And I have a decent truck. My truck, it's a Suburban LTZ, you know, with all the leather.
I know it's got all the leather.
She gets in the car and gets on her Facebook Live. My car service has picked me up, and I'm on my way to the Christmas party. I'm like, ain't no car service.
You said that?
Yeah, I was like, this Uber. You know what I mean? But man, you got people want to use Uber for everything, you know, and want you to sit outside their house. Now, what y'all need to know is this. After 5 minutes of us sitting in front of your house, we can cancel you and get a cancellation fee. It don't hurt my rating. and that cancellation fee is going to be $375 and up.
Uh-huh.
So why would I sit and wait to take you around the corner for $229 when I can cancel you and get $375?
See?
Then I go sit around the corner.
Now let me say, Rodney been canceling all them people.
No, yeah, because guess what? Because I'm
You were
finna turn,
in the house
I'm finna turn this
waiting.
$229 into $6.
Yeah.
Here's how I do it. When I cancel you, I get my $375. I go sit right around the corner. You finna call Uber. Who they gonna send? The closest car. I come right back.
Pick you up again.
Pick you up again. Now I got my $6. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that bad. It's $6, that ain't nothing. Do that 10 times an hour. You know what I'm saying? It started to work out for you a little bit. You know, but yeah, man, people use Uber for too much.
So I wanted you guys to understand this etiquette that you got going, okay?
And if you're getting a clean car, leave it clean.
Leave it clean.
Yeah, they get in. Oh, your car is so nice and clean. It smells good in here. And then the next person, hey man, is this your cup? Cup. You know what I mean? Is this your mask? Mask? Yeah. Oh man.
There was an accident, truck accident.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't want to call it an accident. I want to call it the incident.
Incident, okay.
Because an accident means I had a wreck or somebody hit me.
Right.
No, it was you know, man, and you have to be careful what you ask God for, because it was 2015 and I was trying to get out of the trucking business. I did not want to go in 2016 driving the truck. So I went to my real estate classes that year and just didn't want to do it no more after I found out the ins and outs of the business, because I know you're a real estate guy.
Yeah.
But it's some crooked people in that business.
It is.
And I didn't want to take advantage of people, especially young couples,
Yeah.
to make my living. And I didn't want to get to the point to where I was desperate enough to have to do it. Because when you first start, it's going to be a minute before you make a dollar.
Absolutely.
And when you see you got one on the line, you don't care if it's a legal flounder or a baby flounder. You got him. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, the truck breaks down. I spent the last $5,000 I had putting a transmission in the truck, and I put a new bumper on the front. And just trying to, Lord, I don't want to go into 2016. Well, it's October. As a matter of fact, the date is rolling around again. I think it was October 8th. And I take a load to Alabama.
And this is 15.
Yeah. And I usually didn't go out of town that much. I was just trying to stay local because I like to be home. And I'm taking a load to Alabama, oversized load. And I'm on the phone with a classmate of mine at the time. We went to high school together, and we had started working out together and riding bikes and stuff, and we just become friends. Her name was Rose. And I'm on the phone with her most of the night. When I get into Alabama and I'm right at my exit, she said, Rod, I got to go take a shower and get ready for work. I said, cool. By the time you get out the shower, I'll be unloaded. I'll talk to you on your way to work. Then I'm going to take me a nap, and I'm going to then try to drive on back into Houston because I'm in hustle mode. She said, okay. As soon as she hang the phone up, this white smoke comes in the truck.
In the truck?
In the truck. And it's mysterious white smoke because it don't have a smell to it. It's just a white smoke. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I know it's another guy, Greg, about 4 or 5 hours behind me. I got to ride back with Greg. I got to put this truck in the shop again. Man, I just spent my money. I ain't got what I'm finna do. So the next exit is mine. So I make the exit off the freeway because I might as well make delivery. I'm almost here because it was running good. It was nothing saying that this truck was stopping. So when I make the exit off the freeway, there's a small tray inside the truck that slid open, and there's a ball of fire about this big. Ooh. Right by my gear shifter. So I'm like, it's on fire. And the crazy part about it, whenever I'm in situations like that, afterwards I think about, you didn't get scared.
Right.
So I pull off on the side of the road, on the exit ramp. I'm on the exit ramp, but it wasn't going down, it was flat. So I pulled on the side, I pulled the brake, I'm reaching for my fire extinguisher on this side of the seat, and I look in the mirror, and I saw a trailer rolling over behind me. Man, I was making it roll over. It's already on fire, now it's rolling over, you know what I mean? So I remember saying, my prayer was, Lord, don't let me die like my brother, because my brother had died in an overturned truck. And I was worried about my mother at that point. I said, my mom ain't going to be able to take losing both her sons. As soon as I said that, truck slammed over. And there's lost time, because I don't know how much time it was. People say they died and came back. I was not conscious, had to be unconscious. And when I wake up, I'm floating, and I see blue sky above me, and I look to my right, and I see a white guy in a uniform, I said, how did police get here so fast? And I said, another white guy, and I realized they running with me across the field in Alabama. Trump was running for office. I was like, wait a minute, I've been captured. So I started fighting, put me down. So they put me down. And I said, what's going on? He said, you in an accident, sir? Like any black man, first thing I said was, where's my phone? Right? Because I remember thinking, if the truck catch fire, you got to get your phone in case you had to call somebody. He said, it's in the fire, sir. I said, what fire? And the truck exploded. Now, people say, diesel don't explode, whatever. Yeah, it was on camera. And they say, we got to get you further, sir. And these 4 guys picked me up and they ran with me further, 4 young Coast Guards. Wow. They were going to the same port I was going to. They saw the whole thing. They saw me pull over. They say I swerved or whatever. But when I was pulling over, there was another truck on the side of the road, and I looked to go around him, and so I wasn't enough room, so I came back behind him. I think I barely bumped him when I stopped. I got that close. But the truck rolled. Anyway, they reached inside this burning truck and pulled me out and drug me to my safety. I had just a couple stitches up here. This ear was torn off. When we got to the hospital, they determined I had a lacerated liver and they were going to have surgery and all this good and stuff, right? So I said, Lord, don't let me die like my brother, right? So they said they got to do surgery. I said, Lord, don't let these people cut me open way down here in Alabama because my mama can't get all the way up here. She's going to be worried. I think mom was like 79 at the time. Daddy was 81 or something like that. Wow. No. This was longer than that.
Well, let's do this. We're going to tell the other part of the story.
Okay.
A few minutes.
I told y'all he ain't doing nothing.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy. Because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Amazing things for you.
Experience the pinnacle of performance at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $369 a month, or the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2021 XT6 Luxury Collection for only $509 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
When you shop Ron Carter, Cadillac.com.
Have you heard about Hero Go TV offering free TV?
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
We are back with Mr. Rodney Bigham. We are sitting here talking about the truck incident. Man, just to think about the fact that you had just said the prayer.
Right.
Yeah, about just thinking about your mom, and you're in it.
Right. And then when they told me they were going to have to do surgery for the liver, the lacerated liver, I said, Lord, don't let them cut me open down here in Alabama. My mama can't get all the way up here. She's going to be worried to death. And the next morning, they came in and was getting ready to take me to surgery. They had already put the catheter in and shaved me.
Right.
And the doctor goes, let's put him back in the tube because I don't really see any blood in his urine before we cut him open.
Right.
Just as simple as like slicing the turkey open. So I said, well, it looked like your liver healed overnight. He walked out of the room. I'm like, what that mean? You know, so you don't have to have surgery, right? So I'm like, wow. Lord, don't let me die like my brother. Lord, don't let them do surgery on me. So, got to watch what you pray for.
Right.
All right. So, phone burnt up. I'm in a situation. I can't call nobody on the phone. I'm trying.
We don't know no numbers.
I don't know no numbers.
None of us.
So every time I would think of a number, I had to get the nurse to go get the phone from there and call it and come bring back to me. It was a process. So finally, I got in touch with my sister. I told her, I said, do me a favor. Go on Facebook, find blah, blah, blah. I want to say, because I don't know, people get, let her know what happened to me so she won't be worried about me because I was on the phone. She said, okay. So the next morning I say, did you get in touch with Blah? She said, yeah, she's on the airplane. Where's she going? Let's back up. I said, I'm in ICU. And I see all these men with their wives and girlfriends or whatever. And this is my prayer. Lord, I know I've been a blank all my life. And I'm going to probably die by myself. But not today. I need somebody to take care of me.
Now that's your prayer.
That's my
you
prayer.
go praying again.
Lord, don't let me die like my brother. Lord, don't let them cut me open. Lord, send me somebody. Then the next morning, my sister said, she on an airplane. I said, where's she going? To Mobile, Alabama. What? You know what I mean? And she got there. I'm like, what you doing here? She said, I don't know. I said, what you mean you don't know? She said, I was getting ready for bed last night, and I was looking in the mirror, and God said, go take care of Rodney. So here I am. I just got on the plane.
Wow.
So, when people be talking about, man, you need to go to church. No, I don't. Me and God good. Me and God good. If he take care of babies and fools, I'm his favorite fool. So me and God good. And we ended up having and like I said, I would probably die by myself, but not today. So that day, he sent her for the time that I needed her.
Right.
And for reasons that we had to break up because we were going to end up hating each other if we hadn't broke up. But with that time, but for the time it was good, and she's still a great person. She'll forever be special to me, no matter where she go or where I go. So
absolutely, that's good. That's good. In the 90s, you were alongside some of the best. Steve Harvey.
They were alongside the best.
Bruce, Cat Williams,
and they'll all tell you they were
Cedric
alongside
the Entertainer.
Best.
All of them
I am
were
the
alongside
greatest.
you.
I am the greatest.
You're the greatest.
I've taught all of them what they know. Man, my first road gig after the Showtime at the Apollo deal.
Yes.
Steve, when I did what I did, he checked me when I came on stage. Come here. Don't you ever check me in my house. You don't do that in front of my people. Now you go call my wife down in Dallas and tell her I said book you to do my club. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when I met Cedric.
The Entertainer.
The Entertainer. We was doing Steve's club and was in Dallas. And the crazy part was guess who was waiting tables?
Who?
In Steve's club. There was a young lady who knew I had an affiliation with Rap-A-Lot. And she came to me and she was like, can you come and hear me sing tonight after the show? I'm like, I don't really know the music business, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the points are and all that. I can't tell you that. She's like, but if you could just come hear me sing and take my stuff to Rap-A-Lot, I was like, you know what, I'll consider it. So I asked some of the guys, I say, can she sing? They say, yeah, she got a different style, but she can go, man. She can really go. I said, okay. Well, later on that day, she had on a baseball cap with, and I later found out it was a wig and she said braids. But she pulled the cap off and the hair was real short and she dug in her head like it was just itching. And for some reason, I was like, ugh. And she was like, what? My head was itching. And I'm like, I ain't coming to see her sing. And it was Erykah Badu.
Oh my God.
It was Erykah Badu. And I was like, you know what I mean? Could have signed Erykah.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I've been around some people.
You have.
It's crazy.
You have. And looking at life right now and just going through the comedy business and just comedians and things like that. What at this point, going forward, COVID has happened. We're coming out of COVID and things like that. Looking forward now, what would you tell people as far as you've been through a lot of things. You've been, places and people.
Be nice to people.
Yeah.
On your way up, or
kind of what have you learned along the way?
I've always tried to treat people the way I wanted to be treated, and I've been mistreated. But and sometimes people will see me treating the people that mistreated me nicely, and they go, "Why are you so something?" Because if I start treating him the way he treated me, then he taught me how to be.
Wow.
And I can't let him teach me that.
That's good.
I'm still trying to teach him. No matter how successful he is or how much money he's got, there's still some things he needs to learn. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if your kids ain't talking to you, then what you got? You profit the world and lost your soul.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to treat everybody the same way. Now I have been known to be a little confrontational. Because there's this story about a club that had caught fire, and I was there. Mm-hmm. And allegedly, I had something to do with starting the fire. You know what? Allegedly I burned the club down. I did start the fire, but I don't know if I burned the club down. He had our money, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude didn't want to pay us. I had to get our money. So.
That's too funny. That's too funny. Let's do this. Let's look into the camera. Would you like to leave with the viewers?
I don't know what I want to leave with y'all. Follow me on social media so I can start getting paid.
There you go.
Rodney Bigham, Bigham on everything. That's on Instagram, Facebook. I don't TikTok yet, but I'm going to learn that. And I got a Twitter page, but I ain't tweeted nothing in a while. So, but basically, I'm on Facebook. I have 2 online radio shows. One of them is a morning drive show that I do every morning on street100theheat.com. It's the Rodney Bigham morning show, excuse me. And then the one I do every Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. Central Time over at A Better Entertainment, and it's 92 KELZ, and it's the Comedy Break with Rodney Bigham. So I really enjoy doing that as well, because Monday through Friday, I'm on that personality. I'm in that. I'm playing music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not an old school, because I feel like my dad is old school. So it's a middle school. It's a middle school morning show, and then on Saturdays we do Comedy Break, where I have some comedians come in and interview them, and we play some different clips. And I have a character that I do that's becoming very popular. Sister Johnson. Okay. And it happened by accident. And it was so crazy because Sister Johnson don't have a routine. But I was in North Carolina about a month ago, and the guy goes, "Do Sister Johnson." I'm like, "Sister Johnson, just something I do on the radio. Do Sister Johnson." And I remember Richard Pryor saying Mudbone didn't have a routine. It was just something he just did.
Yeah.
So Sister Johnson, when she show up, she just talking trash. She ain't
Well, I tell you, you got to follow my friend, Mr. Rodney Bigham. I appreciate you so much.
Man, I appreciate you saying my name correctly. You know how many people mispronounce my name, dude? That's crazy. And you done said it like 10, 12. I'm like, he keeps saying it correctly. I love that.
I appreciate it, my friend. The Cam Hill Show, 12:31, 30 Central Standard Time.
We through?
We're done. We're done.
Man, where's his check? Because he ain't asked me nothing.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Man, thank you, brother.